And I never really paid attention to how much some of these freaking sitcom actors made until he made the news with what he said. There was this kid that just popped off to him and called him something like an old fat bastard or something like that.
Uh,
And he blew up, and he just blew up and marched off the freaking field saying, I make $75,000 a day. I don't have to put up with this shit. And I'm like, wait, what?
oh, what? Yeah.
He makes what? I mean, like right now, you've got Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon in an Apple series called The Morning Show. And I don't know how much Apple is making on Apple TV, but I know for that series, each one of those women are getting paid $2 million an episode.
Yeah.
An
Yeah.
episode. I just watch an episode of that, and I look at that and I'm like, how the
Holy shit.
hell is
Yeah.
that $2 million?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good little mini series, but I mean,
You get,
Apple is paying some top freaking money for these people that they've got in their
oh,
shows. They've
oh
got to
yeah.
be raking in the money. They've got to be.
Oh yeah.
I watched a good show the other night on Netflix. The Harder They Fall.
You know what? That's actually my list to watch this week.
That was solid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They,
I
they
like
were
all those actors.
they were reading mean tweets on Jimmy Fallon, and Jennifer Aniston's what happens when a bag of flour gets its big break.
What?
Okay.
It's coming back to
And she's so
She's
a big
actually
point.
she's actually in a show called Bad Bosses, and her character in that is freaking hilarious.
Yeah, that
She's
was
like a
funny.
she's a dentist cougar that's just really coming on to one of her employees, and and she's freaking hilarious in that show.
Big point, guys, right there.
And the
Yeah.
188 of the bullish harmonic pattern there.
The little one.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Oh, that itty bitty thing.
See.
You know what? I agree with what Zach said there. It looked like a Torrentino film, but it wasn't. Whenever I watched the trailer for it, it did feel like a Torrentino vibe, but
Oh,
but
the
the
harder
one
they
thing that
fall.
kept going, yeah,
Yeah.
the one thing that kept going through my head was not enough blood.
Yep.
It's like that show. Was it One Night in Hollywood or something like that? Is a Tarantino film. It's
Oh,
got
the Brad Pitt movie.
yeah, it's got
Oh yeah.
he's basically a stunt double in it
Yeah,
for yeah.
that was a good movie.
Yeah, I'm watching that thinking, this isn't Tarantino film. Where's all the blood? And then right there at the end,
Oh yeah, the end was nuts. Yeah, yeah. I
right there at
remember
the
that.
end where his house gets broken into.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
like,
good.
oh, there it is.
Exactly.
Oh, that was freaking hilarious. And I'm like, oh crap, he does have the freaking blowtorch.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Doyle, and I have a problem. I watch way too much TV.
I seen that. Hey, we just got a news here about drive that may affect. I don't think affects Tesla at all, but Tesla is down almost 5%. I'll post if anybody's
Blah blah
interested in
blah.
the freaking read, you can. If you're not, just delete it. God damn it.
You know, this is a good example of why. This is a good example of why there was so much debate about letting Tesla in the S&P. And a lot of people were basically just nitpicking all the rules of why, they shouldn't be permitted, even though technically they're kind of meeting them.
Mhm.
Um, that the concern was Tesla would bring too much volatility to the S&P 500,
Yeah.
and stuff like this is a good example, right? Elon tweets, hey, they're talking about taxing unrealized gains. Should I sell 10% of my freaking stake in Tesla?
Yeah.
Whatever you guys vote, I'll do it.
Mhm. Yeah. And all the old guys on SP 500s, like, what the heck is going on with SP 500?
you know, you know,
They're waiting for GM or Ford or.
if you start taxing me on unrealized gains, I'm just going to sell a little bit of my realized gains to freaking pay the taxes. You're going to cause these dips. Or to be honest, I might just do like Lou, where I take a look at what my estimated taxes are, create a separate trading account for it, and then just trade my tax bill
Hmm.
and use that to pay taxes. Didn't you do that this year?
Yep.
You took how much you thought you were going to have to pay in taxes and stuck it over in an account and then doubled it?
Correct. I should triple it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Boy, this candle's got some
Yeah,
pump
Jesus
behind it.
Christ. Paul speaking.
Oh,
Yeah,
Powell's currently gabbing.
yeah. Man, I want to take this B. If I was a
Wah,
B
wah,
point
wah.
taker, I was dying here. I want to take this B point. I want to take this B point. And but I'm not. I don't like take B points. B points is take profit, not to get in. And but I was juicy.
I'm over
Was
here dying, Lou.
why?
I if you've never watched South Park, but when you just said Jesus Christ, he's not exactly. Like,
I never watched. What
if
is?
you watched South Park,
No.
Mr. Slave.
You
I guess I'll
fucking.
just
All
continue to
right,
cry
Greg.
over here by myself.
All right, Greg. All right, so
Now you need to
you know
show
the
me.
underpants gnome. Hey, Greg, you know the underpants gnome episode
Uh,
where they're
yeah,
basically presenting the business case for stealing underpants.
yeah.
Steal underpants, nothing happens, profits. Um, we had this guy at GameStop that we called Captain Underpants, and he had no idea. He had no idea what we were talking about, but it was the stupidest freaking thing. We our CIO left, and so we contracted a CIO from a consulting company that's worked with us for a while. And so we bring in this contract CIO from this you know boutique consulting firm,
Hmm.
and he in turn hires another partner from his own firm. So a little bit of a conflict of interest happening here, right? And so, we hire a consultant from a consulting firm who turns around, and he's a partner in that firm. He turns around and hires another partner in that firm and pays him $2 million